This is the thing. Who you choose to hang around with, who you choose to have in your posse is exactly who you become. Choose your posse wisely. I'm here to tell you that putting yourself first is not selfish, it's revolutionary. Welcome to the Woman Warrior Podcast, empowering women to light their lives on fire through Ayurveda, yoga, spirituality, and fitness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Satyavani, and I'm here along with my partner, Prajna Madhavi. And we want to welcome you to the Trainerize app, our branded app. This app has two beautiful functions that we want to share with you to get your health moving in a woman warrior direction.
So the first component is the fitness workout side, which is fabulous. With this app, trainers can give you a personalized experience based on your fitness goals, our dosha assessment, and fitness level. The app has phenomenal access to videos for each exercise so that there is very little confusion. There's also messaging capabilities so that trainers can continually keep in contact with you as you move further into your fitness journey.
The second component is the nutrition piece, because you cannot outtrain a bad diet. After the initial assessment is taken, trainers can align your doshic diet to your specific exercise regimen, which means that eating more of what you need and less of what you don't. The recipes are then posted in the app where you can choose meals based on time, ingredients, and taste. And you can always refresh the menu if needed because you prefer something different.
So with these two components, along with our Ayurvedic assessment, we'll give you a unique and individualized experience that you most likely cannot find anywhere else.
I would agree with that. Mm-hmm. By using our personalized app, you'll gain knowledge of what your body needs and be on the road to becoming your best and brightest self. Welcome to our app. Jai Bhagwan, Women Warriors, and welcome to the Woman Warrior Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Satyavani, and I have two amazing people here today. Of course, as always, my favorite and only co-host,
Prajna Madhavi. Hello.
And Praj, why don't you introduce our guest today?
Well, we brought along today Kristie Williams.
Woo!
Yeah. So Kristie Williams is lead yoga sculpt teacher at YogaSix. She's also a personal trainer. Has been personal training for how many years?
Boy, almost 10 years now.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then is also a all-natural bodybuilder.
Yes.
Yes. I had to make sure I put that in.
Emphasis
thank
you.
on the all-natural.
Very crucial.
Oh, well, thank you.
Especially with what we're talking about today.
Absolutely. Yep. Love it.
Yep.
So-
and a dear friend has been through the AWP.
Oh my
and
God! Like
just love that she's
totally
here.
part of the posse. It's like
Yeah,
the best part.
representing.
I know,
Yes.
and you know what?
Sweatshirt.
I feel like the biggest asshole right now because
Woman up.
I know, like I wore woman up, but everybody else wore our logoed gear, and like, oh my God, epic fail. Epic fail. I will say that we do need to do some brush up on some merchandise.
Oh, yeah.
Need a couple.
I have
of
no
new-
problem with that.
I know you.
I don't mind new clothes.
Except this is like the best sweatshirt ever.
Those
it?
are nice.
It's so thick. It's so warm. It's cozy. Like it's my
love it.
favorite.
Is you have the short one, right? Not the
No,
that's the
this
long
is the
one.
long
this-
one.
I love that one.
long
Yeah,
one's
I do.
very-
You guys were kind and got it for me for my birthday.
Girl, you deserved it.
Thank
You
you.
deserved that.
Best birthday gift.
If anybody out there would like some logoed gear, you can email us at info@thewomanwarrioracademy.com and we will send you a pricing sheet.
Get the sweatshirt.
Yes, sweatshirt's really cool. We've got a variety of things, and actually, you know, to that end, one of the things that we'll probably roll out later on this year is we have our kind of clothing branded line now called Shakti Pimp, and so we actually have a Shakti Pimp website, which is not developed at all, so please do not go and search for it. It literally is an owned domain from GoDaddy at this point in time, but that's going to be something that's going to roll out 26, 27. So we'll see where that goes. But Kristie, we could not be happier that you're here today. So
Thank you.
we are going to get back with Kristie as part of this whole conversation. We have, as everybody knows out there, have been focusing on the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras this year, and specifically the Yamas and the Niyamas. And so we're going through each of the Yamas right now. We just finished up 2 podcasts that's kicked off the new year on ahimsa, or nonviolence, excuse me. And now we are moving into my personal favorite, Satya, which is about truthfulness. But before we dive into that, and this is going to be a very interesting conversation, I'm very excited about this. Before we dive into that, Praj, I think you've got some announcements.
I do.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so 3 main announcements. We've got the AWP 2.0. It's kind of blasting on social right now. We've got some ads. So if you are interested in the AWP 2.0, please register. We are going to have an info session at a yoga studio just down the street called The Portal on Saturday, 2/28. Happens to be my birthday.
I know.
Happy early birthday.
And not yet 50.
Yeah,
But we're
not yet.
Oh, hanging on.
Almost there.
Almost there.
And that's going to be at 4:30 p.m. Okay, so if you are interested, you want to know what that is all about, AWP 2.0, please come to the info session and just see what it's going to be about.
And you know what? I'm going to interject here for a second.
Please do.
Come and at least wish her a happy birthday, okay? Just like, don't be a jerk, all right? The Portal is on Vista Avenue on the Boise Bench. So if you are local and are interested in the Ayurvedic Women Program, please definitely do come. We've got some great information to share. And it will be the space that we're hosting the entire year-long program. But Kristie, you came through the Ayurvedic Women Program, and not to put you on the spot, she was also the class valedictorian, which you looked fabulous and gave the most inspiring speech ever.
Thank you.
And can you just share a little bit about your experience? You know, and we did not pay her to do this, for the record. Okay, but I would love for you to share from a student perspective what that was like for you.
Just the overall experience.
All of it, however you want to approach it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was life-changing. Absolutely. I mean, it goes up there with, like, you know, the birth of your children, and
Oh my God.
it does for me. It was life-changing. Absolutely. But, you know, I went into it wanting to change my life. And so I think I've heard you say before, Prajna, on this podcast, like, you get out of it what you put into it. And that's 100%. Like, absolutely could not agree more with that. And so if you're willing to do the work, do your work, and you don't know what that looks like going into it, you know, we always have these expectations, and then you realize,
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
yeah,
Oh, God.
right? You got to
Okay.
check your ego at the door and just allow yourself to really, you know, almost be, I don't want to say torn down, but, you know, you got to hit your rock
Peel
bottom.
back.
Yeah,
You gotta
peel back those
peel.
layers, break down the walls that we all tend to build, the shields, and just really being opened to whatever is presented and comes your way, right? And so I don't know, for me it was very life-changing, but again, I went into it like wanting to make a change, feeling like something was missing. When I did it, we were coming post, dare say COVID?
Yes.
So, you know, just like all of the things.
She was the COVID year.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I was
Yeah.
during COVID.
And
And
you were
we
the year, right after.
after. Yeah, because we were 2021, and it was the whole, like, do you wear a mask? Do you not? And,
Right.
you know, all that. So, you know, just coming out of that whole traumatic experience and then really wanting to just learn how to live
Yeah.
authentically, truthfully.
You said something about, you know, we all go into it with expectations. Do you remember at all what, like, your expectations were
Well,
and how that shifted?
I had known some people who had gone through it, right? So, and they had talked about how, you know, wonderful it was and amazing. And so I don't know if I had expectations, but I think I knew that I needed to be open. I knew that I needed to, you know, I think it can, I always say, as women, we do a disservice to ourselves that we do not support one another. We're quick to judge and again, put up these walls because we don't want to feel judged. And so I knew I needed to go in and just like learn how to break down my walls and to be open to what was going to unfold. So I don't know expectation, but I knew personally I needed to do my work, and that whatever it was, I was just, whatever homework we were given, whatever we were supposed to do, I dove in. Yeah, I did. I made the time. No excuses.
Yep. You dove in and jumped in both feet.
Yeah.
And that's why you were the class president and valedictorian.
Well, and that's why it was life-changing, though.
Yes.
I mean, I have nothing but positive things to say about it, and it can only make your life better, more fulfilling.
Well, the good news is, for those of you who might be a little bit more interested now, Kristie will be visiting AWP over the course of the year, and sharing her experiences and also her insight into the teachings as well. Because, see, this is the thing, when you get the Woman Warrior Academy t-shirts, that usually it's because you're part of the posse. And so now we will have an added faculty member who will come in this time around, and that's going to be really exciting because it only gets better. Yeah. And it's just everybody's experience is different. I have a different perspective on, not that I disagree with you, but I have a different perspective as the instructor and what needs to be delivered. Praj, having crossed over from being a student into being an instructor, and now, and you having also done the online piece, in person and online have different flavors. And now with us bringing it back, and we're calling it 2.0 because the teachings are still going to be the authentic teachings, but how we are going to get there is going to be different. And I'm very excited about that. And so now with you coming in with that different experience, having gone through the program and all of your experience that you have had at Y6 and what's currently going on at Y6 as all of this transition is happening, your leadership is going to be such an asset to the women who are in that program.
Well, I'm thrilled to be able to be a part of it because you almost want to go through it again.
Right, yeah.
Now
and you are welcome to come every weekend.
Now that your eyes are open and you see things from, a different light and perspective, to be able to, those moments where you're like, I wish I could relive that. If I knew then what I know now, sort of thing.
It's like reading a book again.
Yeah.
You just have different insights the second round. You're like, oh, wow, that really makes sense now. Yeah. So, good.
Sometimes it's a choose your own ending book too, because it's different people every time.
Isn't that
so you don't
truth?
really know what direction it's going to go.
Right. Yeah.
100%.
Every experience is different. Yeah.
And because of the dynamic of the group, we are already almost halfway full, and we have really not done a whole. We've talked about it here on the podcast, but haven't done a lot of super direct outreach. So the info session hopefully is going to be really good for folks that want to commit.
Yeah,
so it's exciting.
Yep.
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interject.
Well, that was our first announcement.
And we're on a time crunch too, right?
Yeah.
No, we're good. We're good.
Second one is the Trainerize app. So if you want personal training and you can't meet us in person, please get on the Trainerize app and be ready to, do the personal training, do the nutrition. We've got both of those options. So we've got pretty much everything you need there. And then on top of that, we have our new GLP-1 program, which we just got uploaded. Satyavani did a ton of work on that within the last week or so. So that is now on the website. So you can go to the website for more information on that.
Yes.
We have 3 tiers, depending on maybe how much weight you want to lose, whether or not you've been on a GLP-1, whether you are thinking about going on one, or whether you are
coming off of one.
Okay. The program is meant for all 3 of those categories.
Yes.
So,
and there's, regardless of where you are on that spectrum, there's no judgment around that. Everybody has their own way of being and doing things, just much like we talked about just now with AWP. But the core of it and all of the research, and Kristie, I'd be interested in your insight as a personal trainer and a natural bodybuilder. A lot of the research that's coming out is, the amount of muscle mass that gets lost as a result of the GLP-1s. So the purpose of the program is to provide solid, whole nutrition, as well as a solid, dedicated strength training plan, with some of the cardio that's mixed in there, but not becoming a cardio bunny, but rather really trying to support what we are seeing as some of the side effects of GLP-1, so people can go into it with knowledge or come off of it and transition well, et cetera. So what's your experience been with any of that?
I don't have any personal experience with it. And I had a client that was on it. the little bit of research that I've done with it, much what you're saying, the loss of muscle mass, and then just this idea of people not understanding how to change their patterns and their behaviors.
It's a codependency.
And so then coming
drug.
off of it has been challenging in that they didn't learn new behaviors. And so then this rapid weight gain comes back. Like loss of muscle and then rapid weight gain back because in that time they didn't learn how to change their eating behaviors.
Right, and create new habits.
Yeah, and so that's where if you have a nutrition program in place, like that's that good.
And we're also going to put in there the daily routine and different kinds of, and it's 5 layered, so it's not just about the physical, but rather we're touching on all of the koshik levels. So what is the physical, which is an important component to it? What is the energetic piece, the mental, emotional, your intuitive, and your spiritual? So how do all of those things come together? Because you need that campaign, that holistic campaign, in order to get to where it is that you want. So I'm excited.
Okay. Those are the 3 that I have.
That's all we got. All right. Lovely.
Wellness check-in. On speed.
Yes. So we always do a wellness check-in.
Yes.
And I know that you know this because you do listen. She's like, oh no.
I know. I'm like, oh boy.
Okay. So what we decided is that we're doing a wellness check-in on all koshik levels, but 5 minutes or less. Like you don't have to go into major detail, but we just want to see where things are at. So Praj, you lead this, please. So.
Okay. All right. So physically, I am doing pretty well. I've had a little bit of a knee issue, but lovely Jesse Kohea gave me some tips that I followed for once. And he told me that, with the knee, it's, doing more leg extensions and leg curls, weak hamstrings, weak quads. I do squats, I do deadlifts, but I don't really do those isolation moves. And so I've been doing the homework and sometimes overdoing the homework, but doing those about every other day and not super heavyweight. But man, I'm seeing a difference in my knee not popping as much, and I'm not feeling that pain from the patella moving around. And so it's been kind of a nice game changer to not have that popping at night. Which then energetic level, these early days with, 3:30 and 3:10 in the morning, definitely a little bit of a shift from when you can sleep in till 5 a.m. Maybe.
I know. This is a table full of women who are 3 a.m.ers, okay?
Early riser.
Yeah. So
it's like 5 a.m. Yes.
I mean, I'm noticing even in that, like, that's a big difference. So even within that,
yes, it is
1 to 2 hour difference. It's like, oh, okay, I need to kind of maybe narrow that down and get up really at about 3:45 every single day. That's just kind of what I'm gonna probably have to do. So
just to get your things done.
Just so I'm
like,
regulating my sleep.
Like you got lots of things.
Because on the mornings when I have to get up at 3:10, and then the mornings where I don't, I really should probably still be getting up at 3:45 and just get more stuff done.
Yeah.
In those morning hours, I have plenty to do.
It's the jet lag thing.
So yeah,
like you've talked about before.
Yeah. So just regulating that pattern of getting up, try to get same time every day.
Consistency.
I know.
The mental emotional, I'm really working on that. I'm again in my head a lot, so I've got to. Shed. I feel like I'm kind of still shedding, but I'm on that horse ready to go. Just not full force yet, but
like saddles on,
like snake skins flying off me. Just really trying to shed that old stuff, old patterns, old ways of thinking, and this is a lot for me. I did shed a lot in this last couple years, so
you think?
Yeah. So I've got
big changes
to focus on and move through. Intuition. I feel like I'm doing a decent job of listening to my intuition, but then I do get into my own head a lot as well. And so just trying to battle that out and just keep listening to intuitively where I need to be. And like I say pretty much every week, I'm really excited to do AWP 2.0 again to get back into the spiritual, because that's, again,
it's a carved out space.
It is.
Like carved out structure that really,
It's like the one piece of my life that I feel like, I don't take that carved out time to do it. And I need to. And
isn't it funny that we have to like join a program in order to like take
feel like
space and
that's why
time
people
for
join
yourself.
a church or
No, yeah,
join a
fully.
It's like
That's a good point,
I
Kristie.
have
Like,
that time. Yeah, yeah, it's kind of silly, but
but not.
it's like I carve out time to go to the
But
gym.
not,
I
right.
don't know why I can't carve out time to do my spiritual practice.
With you.
Anyway, that's me.
You're so great.
Love it.
You pass it.
Okay, Kristie.
Kristie.
Okay, I had to write mine down because
Okay.
I'm not used to this speed thing.
that's all right.
No,
Okay,
we just
so-
today it happens to be speed dating.
No, it's
so.
okay. Okay, so my physical body, I'm healing. I have a slight injury in my left hip flexor that I'm healing. I'm not very good about preaching or doing what I preach, which is resting when you need to. Aren't we all kind of?
None of us are.
Yeah, I know, right?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Terrible. Of course, you're always like, well, let's just see today. Well, let's just see today. And then,
Yes.
nope. But I'm healing. So progress, I have to be thankful for that because I get very frustrated. And I'm not one to slow down. My energy body, I do feel imbalanced. I'm definitely fatigued. And there's a bit of anxiety going on right now with just all of the changes, work-wise and whatnot. All will be good, but there's just, with newness comes
Questions
and anxiousness and tiredness from all of it. So,
well, because honestly, in this transition stage, like you're the one.
yeah.
You're the one.
It's
like
exciting.
everybody's like, Kristie. And you're just like, please, I'm shutting my phone off.
Yeah, between Jenny and I, but it's all good. Mentally and emotional body, I'm definitely imbalanced and I am overthinking everything. I can be quick to be reactionary, but then I have that moment where I can step out of it and like, okay, like you're like, take a moment. And I actually brought a book just to share. I don't know.
Please.
But I bought this book because I think it's going to be really good. But Stop Letting Everything Affect You, right? How to break free from overthinking, emotional chaos, and self-sabotage. I was like, this is what I need right now. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. I just got it, so I've only read like one chapter. But
Who's the author?
Daniel
Chidiak?
Chidiak?
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to share because I've been
Thank
excited
you.
about it. And
I am looking for something to read. Like,
Yeah.
I've had a lot of misses lately.
Yeah.
A lot of misses with things to read. So I'm going to take a picture of that before we leave.
Yeah, right? Just trapped in the cycle of self-sabotage, right? Why do we do this? That chatter in your head. So, yeah, feeling a little imbalanced there. Interesting, though, in my, like, wisdom body, I do feel very grounded. I do calm. I feel like I move in a space of truth and alignment. And even though there's still the imbalance of overthinking and sometimes reacting, at the end of the day, I do feel like I'm moving forward in truth. And so from that standpoint, I do feel very strong in my wisdom body. And then in my bliss body or spiritual body, I think it comes and goes. There are moments where I feel aligned, and then there's moments where it sort of flickers, glimmers.
I love that.
But that's just being honest, you know.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want it any other way.
Always work to have that step forward of being whole.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're so great.
There you go. There's my speed.
Love it.
We just started dating. I love it.
Satyavani.
All right. Well, physically, I'm kind of on the Kristie train. I
Hamstring.
got a hamstring. I went for a.
Hold a hammy.
I did. I went for a squat PR the other day, which is probably nothing compared to what you do, Kristie. But it was for those of you out there, it was a 160-pound squat, and and it was fine. I went down, came up, no big deal. But then all of a sudden I hear a pop, but it wasn't like a pop where, oh my God, like I'm going to collapse kind of pop, and it didn't even really get hot. It was just like the sound. And I'm like, that's going to hurt later, and it did. So went to Jesse, and I have like this whole like hamstring, glute, hip, piriformis complex
Threesome.
thing. Yeah, it's a threesome.
Screwing each other over all the time.
They're screwing each other all the time. Sometimes I think there's a little S&M involved, but
Yeah.
he gave me, he actually said, like, as he was working on me, he just said, hey, you know what? You'll be fine in a couple of weeks, but you do have to lay off. And like you, like, it's like, should I test this? And Jesse, I hope you're not listening. But it will be okay. It will be okay. So I'm fine with it. And I'm also like very proactive now with more mobility. He gave me some really cool exercises to try. And I've done the ones that he has asked me to do in the past, and it makes a difference. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Yeah. Energetically, I am just hyped. I like so psyched about the fire horse, snakeskin shed. Like, I am full throttle on the horse, ready to go. Like, I almost feel like I can't ride fast enough right now. And not in that, like, I did a couple of lines of cocaine kind of way, but rather like I'm just so excited.
I'm like laying across my horse and it's going, and you're like full on.
I'm just like let's go,
kicking
let's go.
it.
She's standing.
Standing up. Like if you ever envision the Wonder Woman movies, the first one when they're on the island and they're riding horses, I'm all about that right now. So I very much feel this is our year. Like, this is a huge transition, especially for women. It being the female fire horse, I'm like, I've just had so many great conversations with women in different kinds of contexts that it's just like, yes, everything is lining up, which goes right into my intuition, where, just like I said on the last podcast, I am completely subscribing to the fact that if it is not a fuck yes, then it's a no-go. And the things that are a fuck yes are going to be huge. So, and mentally, emotionally, the one thing I have to say is I have to take more time to meditate and kind of just bring my thought process down, because I'm getting up in the middle of the night sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like, yes, so excited, but I do need to sleep. Last night I got such good sleep, and I was like, oh my God. I know. I'm sorry. I'm such a bitch. She's like, I slept like shit last night. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's such great sleep. But as a result of that, like, sleep makes such a difference.
Oh, yes.
It's a game changer on so many levels. Performance, mental clarity, and like, I'm a big believer in the nap. Like, I love me some naps. Like, I took a nap before we came here today. I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
You bitch.
I know, you bitch. I know.
I can't nap. It's so hard.
How can you not nap? Right?
Because then
Let
I
me
don't
ask you
sleep
this.
at night.
Are you, oh,
Yeah.
question.
That's a problem.
When you nap,
Yeah.
are you like, I do 20-minute cat nap kind of person, or like you go down?
Both.
Okay.
It depends on how much time I have.
Okay.
I would prefer that I go down.
Oh.
Which I had to do the other day. Came home from work and I literally crawled in bed and slept for an hour and a half. Woke up and was like, I could just keep skip dinner, skip the family, and just keep going. And I was like, all right, I gotta get up. But I do have times where I only have the time for the 20 minutes, and it's better than nothing.
You know what? I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Michael can catnap it. He can go down for like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, me, I'm just like, no, when I'm going down. Like Saturday, she calls me and I answer the phone. She's like, you just took a nap, didn't you? I was like, dude, I was down for like 2.5. It was great. So great. And then, spiritually, I have really gotten deeper into my meditation practice. I need to increase it a little bit. And again, not for solving problems or coming up with answers, but just to calm the mind and get into the right focus space. But that's been good.
Yeah.
I love that. Not for solving answers, just calming the mind.
Just calming the mind. I just need to shut it off.
Yeah.
I just need the space of silence for myself. I don't need to solve any problems. Like, everything will be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, very excited. All right. Well, all of you did not come here just to see a girl reunion, okay? So we're going to get into the content of the podcast today, which is our theme for the year. The sutra that is standing out is this whole idea of Sutra 1.14, which is practice becomes firmly grounded when done over a long period of time without break in all earnestness. And I think that theme is an incredible one on many levels. but specifically right now where we're very quick fixy, and we reiterate over and over on this podcast all the time about how you have to do things over and over and over and over again. Like, and, you know, I actually want to just, before we get into actual Satya and truthfulness, Kristie, how has that tell us a little bit about you and how you got into bodybuilding, and how has practice becoming firmly grounded over a long period of time without break in all earnestness played itself out for you? Because you came into bodybuilding just in the past couple of years.
Well,
Like competitively.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been like bodybuilding, lifting weights for
forever.
Yes.
But competing
is
yes. Like,
this is my third year.
Third year.
Yeah.
Are you going for pro card this year?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I'm putting it out there.
Just making it happen. Just making
We're
it
manifesting.
happen. Oh yeah. And for the record, if you haven't seen any of her pictures on social, go to our social page on Instagram, the Woman Warrior Academy, and see some of them, because she was fucking amazing this past time.
Thank you.
But go, please tell us.
Okay, but now you got to remind me, because now I forgot what the question was.
I know, you're like squirrel.
Yeah. Sorry.
How has this idea of practice becoming firmly grounded over a long period of time without break in all earnestness played itself out for you in the bodybuilding world?
So, I mean, the one word that comes to mind for me when you ask that question is consistency. You know, everybody always thinks that you have to be like, are you determined or do you have motivation? But really at the end of the day, to me, it comes down to consistency. There are days where you're not motivated. You know, there are
Most days
where you're
I'm not motivated.
extremely tired, and it'd be that, you know, your alarm goes off at 3 a.m. and I would much rather keep sleeping. But that idea that I really firmly believe in one step forward every day. It's what I preach when I teach yoga, sort of these like baby steps. We don't have to take these big, gigantic steps. That's, you know, hard and challenging and can be overwhelming. So how do we break this down? But I strive every day to just be one step better. Whatever that means, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever that looks like. But to me, it comes down to consistency. And so it's not even an option. I have 2 alarms set, one at 3 and one at 3:05, and my butt is out of bed by 3:06, you know? And so it just comes down to consistency. And so then with that, you know, you're able to, again, take that one little step forward and get a little bit stronger, a little bit healthier, a little bit whatever. And that has made all the difference in the world when you decide to show up for yourself and make that the priority. You know, I have decided that the best time for me is in that early morning time. Nobody else is up. I can't be bothered from work, teachers needing things, even my own family's still sleeping. And so for me, I have found that's the best time for me. So my dad always used to like to say, set yourself up for success, not failure. And that's the way that I can be successful. If I try to, I'll do it later in the day. I can do it after work. There's something that always comes up.
Always.
Right? Whether you use it as an excuse or not, or I'm just so tired or whatever. So it's consistency. I get up, I do it. I'm a well-oiled machine. And even on the days when you don't want to, you just put your clothes on. Right.
Maybe it matches. Maybe
there we go. Yeah.
Who cares?
But that to me is what's made all the difference in the world.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with our listeners, because I could not agree more. Praj, what are your thoughts on that? I want to hear what you think.
It's a lot of what we've been preaching, sort of, in the HBC, in the Telegram group. Just, it's not about motivation, it's about discipline. So that consistency, that discipline to be consistent every single day. So many people in this world are looking at people who have been consistent for the most part. I mean, now a lot of people are getting those short gains through something like maybe a GLP-1 or something, but those people who are consistent show up for themselves every single day, look the way they do. People are like, oh, I want that. And like, that's their motivation. It's like, no, but you don't understand that you have to do all these little things in order to get to that. And now our world has created these shortcuts, and yet there are side effects for those shortcuts. There's always, something, always a cost. But they're not seeing those little choices, those little decisions that you have made every single day to get where you are.
Yeah, I always say that we have this like Amazon Prime attitude. We want
Oh,
results
I
in
love
2
that.
days,
Yeah.
and it's
I want to wait.
Right, but like that's impossible.
It's impossible.
Again, it's got to be one step forward every day, and then it does. It takes weeks, months, years. And you have to develop those habits, and then it just becomes second nature. I don't even think about it.
either.
I get up, I make my food, I go to the gym, I come home, I do my thing, I make my food for tomorrow. Like, people get overwhelmed by that, but I'm like, but I've been doing it for 10 years.
Right.
So I don't, it's just second nature to me. I don't even have to think about what I'm doing. I just know what to grab and what to put where.
Yep.
And,
Right. Which also, like, then you also know how to shop.
Yeah.
Like, you go to the grocery store, you know what to shop, you know the types of clothes it is that you wear. Like, it just becomes second nature. And I love that we have an Amazon Prime way of being. I'm stealing that. Everybody,
Yeah.
that right there. That's
really good.
No, I really love that. And I actually, I've told Praj this story before, and this has happened to you too. Like, I've had women who come up to you in the in the locker room at the gym, and they're like, well, how did that happen? I'm like, 8 years.
Yeah.
They're like, what? They're like, how long did it take? I'm like, 8 years. There was a gal who said that to you the other day about, she's like, I want abs like her. And it's like, yeah, 8, 10, 9, 11, whatever, however many years. Like,
49.
right. 49 years.
For a
Came out of the
long
womb
time.
doing that
Yep.
work. Yeah. And that is an attitude and a way of being. It's an attitude about life. So I love that. But thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
So the Yama that we are going to kind of discuss today, we are going to discuss today, is this whole idea of Satya. And in the Yoga Sutras, Satya is truthfulness. And how do we practice truthfulness? Our first one was nonviolence. The second one is truthfulness, Satya. And how do we practice truthfulness in every aspect of what it is that we do? On this podcast, we always talk about the lens of the koshas. So I thought it would be fun today to talk about, as trainers and coaches and yoga teachers and whatever other title we want to put in there, how do each of us see Satya or truthfulness violated on all levels of the koshas, whether it's with clients, students, loved ones, people in our lives? So, like, as an example, on the Anamaya level, on the physical body level, where do we see Satya being violated on the physical level? So I thought like we would all just kind of round robin a little bit and share, thoughts on some of that. But before we do that, I do want to read just a small piece in the Yoga Sutras where Satya is talked about in Book 2. It is called Sadhana Pada, which is the chapter or the section or the portion on practice. And Sutra 36 says, to one established in truthfulness, actions and their results become subservient. And part of the commentary that I just love is this first sentence that says, by the establishment of truthfulness, yogis get the power to attain for themselves and others the fruits of work without doing the work. In other words, things come to them automatically. And exactly what you just said, Kristie, about you just don't even think about it. You automatically do it. It is your truth, how you're living your life, and then all of the results of that come. So when we are established in honesty, and we have to be honest with ourselves, that's the first truth. We have to be honest with ourselves in every aspect of our lives. We can't run from things. We can't hide from things. When we are 100% truthful, we take 100% responsibility for our lives, our actions, the consequences of those actions, whether positive or not, the results, and that also becomes its own Shakti, because people see that. People see that. Like when you go into competition, Kristie, or when Prajna and I race, there's no lying. There's no lying. The results are there. Like one of the things that I've been hearing a lot about in the physical world is your physique does not lie. Mm-hmm. It's showing the work or it's not showing the work. And that's not trying to shame or anything along those lines, because everybody is constantly becoming. Everybody's at a different stage in their journey. But your truthfulness shows right here. You can't tell me that you go to the gym 6 days a week or that you have a healthy diet and your physique hasn't changed in 3 years. You can't. Comments, thoughts?
Well, I think that goes back to what you're saying, like, how do you violate the physical body? It's
Yes.
those excuses that people come up with.
Thank you.
Oh, I would love to be able to work out like you do, but I can't get up at 3 o'clock. I have to X, Y, Z. There's always some excuse. I'm like, you make your choice.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got, for the first one here on the level of the body, people violate it by excuses. What do you think, Praj?
I wrote down not seeing ourselves truthfully. Like, we're just not seeing ourselves truthfully. Like you said, you are your calling card. The way you look is a lot of the choices that you've made. I mean, we look at lots of Instagram posts by one individual in particular that says, I'm walking around this, grocery store and I'm seeing people. I see what they put in their cart. And I'm like, that's a direct reflection of how they look. And so we're not seeing ourselves truthfully. We have this weird, I don't know, almost not really body dysmorphia, but kind of in the mind of like, oh, I look different than what I actually do in my mind.
Yes.
And yeah, I guess all the brushing and touching up and weird things that people do to their bodies maybe helps that,
Right.
creates that body dysmorphia. I'm not sure.
Or even in the social media world, like we can do all of these different AI things.
Catching all these personal trainers and stuff. They're like, train with me. And I'm like, your butt is not that big.
Yeah.
Because the door behind you is now out.
When you were just talking about it, it reminded me of something about people not being on. Or they like to say, "I eat healthy." I eat healthy. Well, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does that
Tell
mean?
me more.
Yeah, right? I only have wine, a couple nights a week,
Right.
and I only whatever. I don't know.
No, they're
Yeah.
The woman who asked about my abs, she's like, "Well, I eat really clean." I'm like, "Do tell."
Yeah, what does that mean?
What does
What
that
does
mean?
clean
What does
look
clean
like
look
to
like?
you?
Yeah.
Well, and then I had the follow-up conversation with her after you, did you leave or were you?
Yeah.
You were, okay. And because she was like, oh, I just spoke to your business partner. And I was like, I said, I heard.
Yeah.
And so she's like, she went on the I eat really clean as well. And then was also very genuinely just
It's beautiful.
gorgeous
woman.
Gorgeous woman. And also just genuinely asking about nutrition advice. So, I think people also, I think people violate on the level of the body. I love this. Now I'm like all over this Amazon Prime thing. I'm all about this. But I think people violate on the level of the body by not putting in the work.
Yeah.
That's simple. You have to put in the work. And I remember maybe 8 or 9 years ago, it's probably 8 years now, when we first started doing 75 hard. I think I did it the first couple of times before you were in the picture kind of situation. And I remember that was the most truthful thing I ever really came to at that point in my life, where it was like, you're putting in the work because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I am outside and it is 17 degrees. And the wind is whipping, and I'm putting in 45 minutes of a walk out here. And that was like, and there was a lot of honesty coming in my direction. It was like, you put yourself here, girl, like, do the work. And so I think people violate their body on the level of the body by not putting in the work or saying that they are and they really aren't.
Yeah.
So love it.
Or trying to overdo it too. I know that's always the first question when I put together a program for a client is, realistically, how many days are you willing to commit? And everybody's always very, I can do 5 days a week.
No, you can't.
And you're not going to, right. Yeah. Either you shouldn't or you're not, again, let's set you up for success, not failure. What will you commit to realistically, truthfully, so that you can be successful and be consistent? Right. Because you can always build.
Yes.
You can always add more.
Yes.
But why say 5 days when you know you're not going to, and then you're just going to feel like you're failing all the time? Yep. That's not setting you up for success.
Could not agree more. It's better to have somebody a solid 1 to 2 days a week
100%.
doing really good work solid 1 to 2 days a week than half-assing it or just dismissing it over the course of 5 days. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, girl, you're on the next one.
Pranamaya.
Yeah.
The level of energy. Boy, this one's another one that I just not
How do we violate
Yeah, just
truth
not
on the energetic level?
really seeing the energy that we take in and really how bad it is for us. Social media now is a huge thing. We've had people who I can't, steps are hard, working out is hard. And it's just, again, another thing that 75 Hard at least showed me when I did it was I really have a lot more time than I think I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm really focused and I'm spending that time doing what I know I should be doing, walking, eating well, then I don't have time to look at social media or watch that show. I gotta get my walk in. Like I gotta get my workout in. I've gotta then walk the dog. You've got the time if you're using it appropriately and you're not sucked into the television, the social media, the political stance, whatever's going on in the world.
It's scary how time just disappears when you get on social media.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've all been guilty of that.
Yes.
It's shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely shocking.
Yes.
Yeah.
2
And I don't
minutes
think people
becomes 2
realize
hours.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
very easily if you are not careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's, yeah.
Yep. Kristie, what do you think on the level of the energy body?
Well, I think
It's awesome, Praj. I love
yeah,
that.
no, I mean, I agree with Prajna. I'm not sure that I have anything super exciting to
The
add to
people that we're around.
Yeah.
Like,
That was going to be
Yeah.
my
I
thing.
think we're always
Yeah.
honest
Like,
about
negative relationships, like relationships that people feel like they have to be in when they don't. You can walk away from this situation.
I feel like you're speaking to me right
I'm just I'm not saying anything. I'm just putting it out there.
And how about your own energy? Like I think about, how much we absorb, especially as women. I feel like, many of us absorb other people's energy. And so just being careful.
Setting boundaries.
Setting boundaries, that's a good word for it. Yeah, because I don't want to say protective. Again, I don't want those walls up, but you definitely need to set the boundaries.
And being discerning about it.
Yeah.
I think we've all, as coaches and trainers, have gone through where you're just pimping out your energy to everybody. And some people, there are definitely energetic vampires out there. And we want to be very careful. And it's not to say that those people are, it's not a good or bad situation. It's just I've allowed that to happen, and then you wind up depleting your energy body because you're not being truthful with how much you actually have in your container to give. So, yeah. Love it. Kristie, what about the mental emotional body? Where are we not honest with our mental emotional body?
Mental emotional body.
The Manamaya Kosha.
Yeah, I would say, like mentally, emotionally. I fall back as women just because we can relate to that.
Yes.
But I mean, makes sense for men too. But just we violate not asking for help when we need it.
Oh. We are not truthful about when we need help.
No,
I love that.
And again, I think it falls back to feeling like you're being judged. There's this idea that we're supposed to be able to do it all. We can't do it all. I mean, we're here to help one another. And again, as women, let's help one another. Let's be of service to each other.
I'm gonna piggyback on that based on kind of what I was thinking was we've created these. We've become very isolated. We've created isolation with ourselves that, yes, I can do it all, or I don't want to go out there and meet people, or I don't know, I guess I'm coming kind of from a relationship stance on this one too, but I don't feel like a lot of people are very emotionally intelligent today.
I love that. And I think that's spot on.
Yeah, they're very reactive. They're very, I should feel this way because this is what it says on social media that men do to me or women do to me, and so I'm just gonna, feel this way. And you're not really going through your own emotions and really tapping into how you really feel, or you're just not feeling at all, or you don't want to be vulnerable, or you're gonna avoid your feelings. Like there's just all of it coming from all directions, and like what do you really feel anymore? Like, do you even know?
That's a very important point, that last point. Do you even know? It's very interesting. Lately I've been posing some questions to clients. I actually did this today, and for those of you that are listening, you know who you are. I actually said, what is the mental block that's causing you not to go from good to great? Like, what's the obstacle? What's the obstacle? And I think where we see a violation of truthfulness is deep down inside every single person, male, female, whatever, knows what it is that they need. And they allow, let's go back to the sutras here, they allow the vrittis, these fluctuations of the mind, the ego mind, to sabotage that, because I shouldn't feel this way, or this would make me a bad person if I actually expressed what it is that I need. And so we're not being honest with ourselves. One of the things I'm going to give a shout out to my husband, because he got me into watching Star Trek. Okay. It all goes back to Star Trek. But the thing that I loved about Star Trek is, you had all different types of beings on that, and especially like with characters like Spock and other Vulcans, as they would call them, they sucked the emotion out of things, and made decisions based on what they knew their needs were. And it just became something that it just was. Rather, with humans, and I'm not saying that we should all become Vulcans, okay, let's be very clear about that. But we get so wrapped up in the jury that's in our mind that, like, well, what will this person think? What will that person think? And what will my partner think, or my mother, or, whatever, that we never are honest with what our needs are. And that's why there's this, like, well, you're just selfish. Like, that development of you're a selfish person if you go after your own needs has developed because everybody else is not being truthful and compromising.
Yeah.
So that's why I see it violated. All right. Praj, you want to lead the next one?
The intuition.
Yes. The Vijnanamaya Kosha. Where are we violating truth there?
We don't listen to it.
Please explain. Please explain for our listeners right into the camera right here, please. Please explain. And why is it that we don't listen?
Because we think I think it really kind of latches on to the last one as well. We think of all the other, what people might think. If my intuition is right, then what's going to happen with the conversation with this person or with that person, or what about this? And so our mind and our ego starts to take over, and sort of like, is the intuition safe? Like, that's what the ego, that's where it goes, right? Is the intuition safe? Well, does it matter necessarily? Like, you're not always going to be safe in every single situation. You do need to be vulnerable. You do need to have these things. And so when our intuition is telling us something, our mind, my mind, there's always a second story of like, oh, what about this? And then I start to kind of lose the concept of, well, what was my intuition? What was my first initial thought? I can't even remember. Because I started thinking about all these other different paths. Like, I don't even remember what my intuition was.
Can you imagine if we were all decision makers based on our intuition?
Oh, my God.
What that would be like?
Oh, that kind of blows my mind.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do that. Let's just make decisions.
A word that kept coming up as I was, writing things down for this was authenticity. Like being authentic. Being authentic. Your intuition is being authentic. That's your true self, is where your intuition is. The mental there is, don't touch that hot stove. Okay, got it.
Check.
But yeah, so we don't listen to it. We discard it. And then we're living a life that's not truthful.
That's sometimes not even ours.
Yeah.
As a result.
Do you think people just sometimes get overwhelmed, maybe? Like the intuition tells you that you need to get up and move your body and put healthy food in, but to some people it can feel overwhelming. I don't know where to start. I don't know how. And the chatter, the excuses start coming up. There's
And the
so
desire
many,
to not ask for help.
right?
Yep.
So I don't know. That's kind of where my thoughts going on that one.
I like that. I really like that. I would agree. We don't listen to our intuition. And I also think, because you know me, I'm in the conspiracy rabbit hole, like way down there. Over the past several decades, it's been programmed to be that way. We've been programmed based on all of the information that comes into us in all of its different fashions to not listen to our intuition because there's an agenda. We have to, if we all listen to our agenda, that's not very good for the economy in one aspect, according to the owners of the means of production. But actually, if we listen to our intuition, we would be so much more free. We would have so much less restraint on ourselves, and we would actually probably experience authentic joy. So I'm with both of you. I think we don't listen to it.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on that too, like to stop going where we think we're supposed to go.
Yes.
Like just allowing this journey to sort of happen. I think sometimes we have maybe it's good to have goals and we want to move forward, but we oftentimes get stuck in this rut of like, I have to go in this line, when really we need to, pivot at times and just allowing yourself to do that and move in a direction that, again, maybe it's one little step forward instead of that big leap, because we need to allow our intuition and our truthfulness to come out to get us to where we need to be.
I love that.
And maybe it is that goal, or maybe it has pivoted in some way, but
And being okay with the pivot.
yeah,
That's actually like the best
it's
part.
not failure.
No.
Yeah.
No. And like, I'm with you. Like the pre-programmed, like this is the way it has to be. Sometimes if we just listen to our intuition and allow that to guide us in its most authentic, truthful way, because that's soulful. Our intuition comes from the soul. And if we allow that, most of the time it comes out better.
Yeah.
It might take a little longer, but it comes out better. So, all right. And then finally, we have arrived at the Anandamaya Kosha. How do we violate truthfulness on the spiritual level?
I was just watching on Instagram.
The fall guy? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. This guy had this little book, and he's like, here's my list for 2026 dating. And he's like, if you do this, cut. If you do this, cut. If she does this, cut. And one that I don't know, just popped up into my mind. If your personality is a religion or a political stance, cut. And that kind of hit me a little bit. Like when you form your entire personality around a thing, like around a religion, then you've kind of twisted that spirituality into something that it's maybe not meant to be, sort of. Or you've morphed and really gone in that one direction instead of really connecting. You're kind of just going with the herd and kind of doing what everybody else does. So I thought that stuck in my mind.
Boom.
Yeah.
My thought kind of goes to people forgetting that it's not just about them. Spiritually, universally, like there is so much of a bigger thing, and I find it in our younger generation, but just so focused on what's best for me, as opposed to
The collective.
Yeah.
And that there is something bigger out there that brings us all together.
I love that. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that one of what we're experiencing right now, a lot of folks feel very shaken about what's happening in the world right now. I'm loving this.
Popcorn.
I know. Like, where's the popcorn, people? I'm loving it because I think right now in our world, I've always believed that truth will always come to the surface, always, no matter what.
It's been shattered for people.
Yes.
Like that mirror.
Yes.
That they were.
That's a great word.
It's been shattered. Like, what?
Right. How could this be so? And I think this is actually a spiritual evolution and revolution that's happening, because the truth, like that old adage, the truth shall set you free. Not only is that 100% correct, but we are living that right now. We are living the fact that the spiritual is emerging, because truthfulness and authentic spirituality are one thing. And I don't care what you believe in, like that's irrelevant. That's the function. Mm-hmm. But I think where we lose our truthfulness is by believing in demagogues in whatever form that comes in. Yep. People, I want to believe in this sports figure. I want to believe in this music celebrity. And we attach ourselves to that, when it goes back to that old Native American adage that we are the ones we've been waiting for. And here we are. Yeah. We are the ones we've been waiting for. And there is nothing but authentic truth in that. And I think a lot of people are frightened right now because, like you were saying earlier, Kristie, I think you also said, Praj, we've lost ourselves, our authentic selves, over the past 3, 4, 5, 6 decades.
We've attached to something outside of ourselves.
That's right. Because one of the things that we always talk about in Ayurveda is, what is the core baseline of disease? Disconnection from source. Mm-hmm. Your source is inside here. And because we have become so disconnected from source, people are shattered and are freaking the fuck out right now, because they're like, I don't know what to believe is true. And I remember a couple of years ago, I think we had this conversation. I definitely had this conversation with Michael, where I was like, the only thing I believe now is what's inside here. Oh. And that has been so helpful with everything that's going on right now.
Bigger reason why I had to stop teaching. It's like, whatever I tell these kids, I don't know if it's the truth anymore. I have no idea if the history I'm telling them actually happened.
Oh, wow.
No idea. So how can I tout that to kids? Like, this is what happened, and this is how you should feel about it. I'm like, I can't do that anymore. Because I don't even know. I can look at as many sources as I want. Mm-hmm. Each one of those is owned by somebody's story.
Yep.
True. So...
anything else, gals, on this? I love it. Oh, let's see. Where are we? We are at the hour mark, and so we're going to get kicked out soon. Because our producers have something to do today. So they're like, stop flapping your lips and get the hell out of here, okay? But we always want to end when we have guests with any comments or things that you want to share that have inspired you through this podcast today.
Well, I'm always inspired by the two of you. I love being in a room with both of you. Your energy is always so wonderful. So I love your podcast. I listen to it, and I just think you're doing amazing work. So it's been fun to be here and just be a part of this energy and coming back to our truth. I love that. I mean, that's so important. Just being in alignment and finding your truth, moving in an authentic way that works best for you, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Kristie, where can our listeners find you doing your amazing work in the world?
Oh, I'm at YogaSix a whole lot.
At all of the studios.
And then, I have an Instagram handle. I'm not super active on it, so.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. And where are you now in the stages for your next competition?
Yeah, so if I can heal...
when you heal.
Yes, when I heal. Your body believes what you think. When I heal, potentially one locally in Washington, it'd be considered local, at the end of April. But then the two big ones that I want to do this year are, there's one in May in Pittsburgh and then one in November in Virginia. Those are the two big national shows I'm shooting for this year. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All natural.
All natural.
No stimulants, no steroids, no anything. This woman is absolutely amazing.
Oh,
So
thank
we are going to be watching your journey throughout. And again, AWP, Kristie will be dropping in and giving us some truth bombs, which leads us to our last segment of the podcast, Ms. Prajna, about what lights us up and what is the truth bomb. So why don't you share it for us today?
Today, pretty simple, connected to everything we talked about today. It is about being genuine and authentic. When we have such integrity, we become the embodiment of Satya. And when you're speaking truth, it just happens.
You attract it.
Yeah.
So, folks, be honest with yourself, okay? Our next podcast, we are actually going to talk about, quote, remedies to when these things go sideways, when we are not truthful with ourselves on all of these koshic levels. So we're going to provide a little bit of insight next time, so you don't think that we're just talking about damage.
Yeah.
And before we leave, I just want to give a shout out to Nicole Harrison. We were able to get a story in Stroll magazine, Hidden Springs, for the month of February. So if you want to find out more about what we do or just read about how cool we are, pick up a copy. So
I can vouch. You both are super cool.
well, we only hang out with cool cats, so
Yeah.
Thank you.
we're in great company here today. So anything else? Praj,
That's all I've got.
Kristie, anything? All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, everybody. Jai Bhagwan, and as always, may your soul be victorious.
Is life hard? Yeah, it's really fucking hard. And you can also have the life it is that you want. You just got to work for it.